Just when you thought Collingwood couldn't get any better, they have this year, and one of the reasons for that might be the bloke who's just joined us on the program for a bit of a chat. Please make him welcome. His name's Andrew Krakouer, everybody.
Andy, I know you're starring for Collingwood, which are a brilliant team, but you must be still spewing that Richmond delisted you, yeah?
No, I'm quite happy with the Pies, mate.
Quite happy with the Pies, yeah?
Right. How much, just tell me if you can, how much better is it at Collingwood than it was at Richmond? Just how much better is it? How much better?
I'm in the room.
Richmond was a great club. I enjoyed my time there.
Good to have a bit of a holiday there, wasn't it?
No, they were a great club. They treated me really well, but I'm really enjoying my time at Collingwood.
Yeah, I bet you are. Well, wouldn't you be? They're playing unbelievable footy. You've lost one game and you were challenged last night by a St Kilda side that went into that game in pretty good form. In fact, in really good form. And it was a pretty tight and competitive game of footy right throughout, but yet again Collingwood prevailed, Sammy.
Yeah, it was 19 points in the end, but commentators today are saying that margin probably flattered St Kilda. Rossline said it was actually a class difference that distinguished the two teams, and Collingwood's execution when they were moving the ball the way they did last night, I mean, to watch them in full flight is a pleasure.
There we go.
Andrew, I'm really interested in the fact that you have walked into this team when it's mounting its premiership defence. They have their systems so well drilled, so well honed, and yet it looks like you've walked in and just picked them all up. You've played 18 games now for the Pies. Tell us about what you have to learn and how they actually teach you to work in their system.
It was quite hard first off, because last year it was sort of just see the ball, go and get the ball, so we didn't have too many structures, but lucky enough we've got really good people around the club and the blokes on the field as well to help you out to sort of know where you are in structures and things like that. So it took me a little while, but the best learning is you get out on the track and the guys around you.
So do you still feel like you're learning how Collingwood plays in a sense, or have you got that kind of down pat?
Oh, sort of the position I play, I've sort of got it down packed, but there's all different areas on the ground. You sort of got to make sure you're on the ball. So it's a very good structure, and I'm enjoying it.
You know, when you watch Collingwood play, I always feel as though you're in control, no matter what the situation, the game is, and I always feel as though that you're just going to win the game. Do you feel completely in control the whole time? Like last night was 19 points, but I felt as though you were totally in control of the game the whole time?
No, I wouldn't say in control, but we're quite confident that if we everyone plays their role on the side and sticks to the structure, we can play some good footy. But
this structure's just unreal. Great structure.
It's a great structure. He
did well building that, didn't he?
Oh, amazing job.
It's been an amazing season, and last night again was a great win, but Mick Molloy, he always finds something to be grumpy about, doesn't he? Do you find that?
Oh, no, not too much.
Okay. Well, let me... very well played. Let me pick it out for you. Last night he chose to be grumpy with his headphones. Let's have a look at these stupid... This thing won't even stay up. Look at this. Look at this. Flippity, floppity. I'll fix it for you, Mick. Come here. All right, sort it out. Just sort out my hair. And they whack a bit of gaffer tape on there. It still doesn't work. He sat there for the whole game. There we go. Finally got a bit of gaffer tape.
I wonder whether you thought he was going to bring up the 50-metre penalty that you go by a 50-metre penalty for one of those encroachment things late in the game. They cut away to Mick in the commentary box, in the coach's box, and he was filthy about it. Did he have a word to you about that after the game?
No, luckily enough, he never, mate. So,
it was filthy, though. It was like you're 4 goals up with about a minute to go. I mean, calm down, Mickey.
My ears were ringing a bit, mate. So I was looking for the runner to come out, but luckily he never came out.
Hey, the game's still really physical. We know that. It asks questions of the modern-day player, unlike the game has ever asked in the past. But we see physical contact now. We get all nervous and jittery, and there was a big bump last night again, and there's been a report off the back of it. I wonder whether anyone around this table thinks that Chris Tarrant was justifiably reported for that last night.
No.
I don't.
It's a hip and shoulder. That would be an absolute joke if he doesn't.
He didn't get him in there. It was the whiplash that hurt him.
Andrew, he's within 2 or 3 metres of the ball carrier there. That's perfectly legitimate, isn't it?
I thought it was, mate. I was sort of on the other side of the ground, and I thought that he was at 5 metres within the ball, and he kept his shoulder in it. It was a good hit, so he didn't make any high contact. So it was that he got reported, did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So
they'll throw that one.
So that's $5,000 fine you'll get for that.
No, he won't.
I wasn't quite aware of it. So
I'm only joking.
Collingwood could afford it anyway. I mean, he's not at Richmond, so.
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him.
Sorry.
Let's not be too much.
I apologise.
Oh, he's come on saying, let's hope Chris Judd gets injured in the final.
Hey, guys.
Richmond's bigger than Mick Molloy. Sorry.
Hey, thanks for sticking up for me.
I hope you don't mind, but I've made an executive decision and I've bumped my new segment up the order. It has been going on.
Talk of the week?
Talk of the week.
No,
we're going to do it right now. Here it is. Talk of the week. And I'll tell you why, because the torpedo is going through a renaissance. Last night at the game, there were over 5 barrels kicked, and most of them good. And I've put together a package for this week's Torp of the Week. So let's have a look. It kicks off with Tyson Goldsack from defence. Bang! There it is, a big barrel right up the centre. You love that. Centre square action. Now it's a Leon Davis fest. That is a monster.
That's a monster.
Ranking out onto almost the wing. OK, they don't all work. They don't all work. It's a high-risk caper, the torpedo. But here it is, Torp of the Week. Leon Davis, centre square action. Bang! Cop that. Way to check, please. That is second to the screamer.
Hang on, Mickey. So what do you win for Torp of the Week? What's the prize that Leon Davis will get now for winning
Nothing.
Torp of the Week?
He gets the reward of feeling what it's like to kick a giant barrel.
I hate saying this to you, but I reckon since you've done instituted Torp of the Week on this program, that it has gone through a growth phase.
It has.
I think it's second to the screamer. Second to the screamer. It is the greatest raw or feeling you can get on the ground, and it's much overlooked. And did you enjoy the package?
Yeah, no, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
The reason I ask is because you attempted a torp yourself last night and it didn't make it into the package. But you know what? Good on you for trying. Because hey, that's what it's like. It's a high-risk caper. That's torping. So I'm going to show you Torp. It didn't go well, but I'm proud of you anyway. And have a listen to Bruce McAvaney. He seems to suggest in the commentary that I won't be happy with the Torp.
Been on a tightrope all year. Cracker. Well, he doesn't get it. Not sure what Mickey will think about all that.
I'm pretty happy with it. He tried. Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
There it is, Torp of the Week.
That was my second one for the year, so I might put the cue back in the rack with the torp.
No, put the cue back in the rack. Get out there.
How'd your first one go?
A floater as well, so...
Does Mickey Malthouse, he obviously let you guys do torpies, yeah?
Yeah, he lets the boys have a go at them, but he knows the consequences, but when they do come off, they work pretty well.
I think he's happy for you to have a bit of a go and maybe make some mistakes, because he has been saying the last few weeks that he's feeling sorry for the opposition. You guys have got the best percentage based in the history of the game. He's actually been saying he's feeling sorry for North Melbourne and Port Adelaide. He felt so sorry for Port Adelaide. I want to show you. This is vision from three-quarter time. He's here with his assistant coach. They are. It's just. Licker, don't look, Licker. We're 100 points up.
He's an amazing man. He's an amazing man, Mick Molloy. I mean, you're only getting to know him. As I said, it's early days for you. But what I like about him here, he's deep, he's thoughtful, he's a poet, he's a beatnik. That is Mick Molloy at a VFL game.
That's today.
This afternoon. Just kind of... beatniking it with the locals.
That's a pretty good look.
How is that?
We're going to take a break here on Before the Game. Andrew Cracker's going to stick around. There's plenty more to get through. On the other side of the break, we're going to catch up with Fitzy to find out what he's up to and where he is. Well, they were just two of the great players in the 70s and 80s, and weren't they magnificent for North Melbourne? They just knew instinctively where one another was. They were highlight machines. One was the uncle of and one's the father of Andrew Cracker, who's our special guest. Do you remember watching them play much, Andy, when they were doing all this sort of stuff?
No, I was a bit younger, mate, but I've seen some DVDs and that, and I'm sort of a bit in awe when I sit down and watch it.
Who do you reckon was a better player, just quickly?
Oh, it's hard to say, mate. I reckon they're both sort of level pegging.
They were both legends. There's actually a play going on. It's just been going on. The Cracker, it's the brothers. It's been going on Frankston. It's come over from WA. Amazing. The Cracker brothers.
It's a great show.
It's a great show, but it's not the only brilliant show from WA about footballing brothers. This one has come out recently. Aaron Jakovic, the Jakovic brothers. Really, that's a great show, that one.
Phil had that distinctive kicking style. Jimmy didn't have that. Do you know where that sort of came from?
No, I'm not quite sure, mate, but it's a bit of hereditary to Uncle Phil's boy, Scotty, so he kicked a bit like that, and I'm sort of a bit like Dad. On
that particular note, we've got to say good night to our Adelaide fans. It takes a long time to say goodbye to Adelaide, doesn't it? It's like an awfully long time for him to turn the thing up.
We're back, though. We're still on air, though. So we are still on air.
Andrew, your uncle Phil said, I think earlier this year actually, that your comeback to footy is the greatest that he has ever seen. And I know it's difficult territory, but you spent 18 months in prison for an assault. And I'm interested in how that changed you as a man.
I think just learning not to take things for granted and sort of making the most of your opportunities, and obviously footy sort of gave me a second chance, but just sort of being away from my family and things like that, it doesn't really hit home until you're away from them, and sort of probably that's the main thing I sort of got out of the experience I was in.
The family was more your priority initially, wasn't it? Footy wasn't even on the radar, and yet you've come back to this kind of fairy tale experience.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Footy was the furthest thing away from my mind. So, sort of being away from my girls was the hardest thing. But lucky enough, sort of, I got back out and got with them, and sort of they got me back in the swing of things. And I played all right footy, and here I am.
Did you play footy in prison? Was there a footy games going on in there?
Yeah, the boys played there sort of all the time, so they loved their footy in there.
You must have dominated those games.
Went okay.
Did you fear that it was like you'd never play at any meaningful level again?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I thought, that was done and dusted and I'd never play again. So for things to pan out how they did, and especially coming to a team like Collingwood in such a good position, and the team and the coaches thinking I could add to that was, certainly an honour.
How are the umpires travelling in 2011, do you think? They're doing a good job?
Good job, mate.
Of course. Well, one of the very best retired this week, Hayden Kennedy. We've already had a quick chat about him.
Probably the last white maggot in living here. So it was a big moment for him.
Hey, Andy, you've had some great moments this year as a team and yourself individually. Maybe none better individually than the mark that may be the mark of the year. We're not quite sure. There's been some good contenders. Take us through it. What does it feel like to do that?
Oh, mate, I wasn't thinking too much. I just sort of saw Daisy come out and he sort of put it up a bit high, and I just had a little bit of a jump at it. So someone was in front of me, and lucky I got an all right ride.
Is that the best by an absolute mile that you've ever taken?
Yeah, I don't take too many.
But how tall are you? You're like 5'9", 5'10". What are you?
Yeah, something like 174, 5.
174. So you must look at the tall guys and go, "You're an idiot," you know. You were able to jump over taller players.
No, I think it's all about timing. So luckily, I just timed it just right, and they don't come around too often.
How nice is it for a player who plays like you? And guys like Matthew Richardson have said that you're the best crumbing small forward they've ever seen. They've never seen anyone so naturally instinctive at that part of the game. To be playing at the feet of guys like Chris Dawes when he's in the side and Travis Cloke, for you it must just be a dream come true.
It's good when Clokey drops them, but he's not dropping too many. So I think he's number one contested mark in the comps at the moment. But it is quite good because the boys, if they can't mark it, they're always going to bring it to ground. So it's really good for blokes like myself and Blairy and Sidey.
I have to ask about Heath Shaw. He's in Arizona, yeah?
Yep.
You sure?
Yes.
Because we know he wants to bet, and Arizona's very close to Vegas, and I'm not sure how much training is going on over there, but this footage just arrived. I'm not saying the guy's got a problem or anything, but I'm just... Can you have a word? Can you tell me?
No, he's training pretty hard over there. He sort of did a fair bit of work before he left, so he'll be coming back.
Did you go to Arizona?
No, I didn't. I wasn't.
Imagine how good you would be if you had gone, you know?
Hey, Eddie, footy is an amazing game. It offers a lot of people a lot of opportunities, and it's given you an unbelievable one in 2011 and beyond. And for a lot of people, we wish you all the very best. It's a great story.
Thank you very much.